What kind of desperation makes a man walk up to a stranger and beg her to save his children? The November wind cut through Frontier Station like a knife made of ice. Luke Hartwell stood at the edge of the wooden platform with his twins pressed against his legs. Hope and Eli shivered inside their thin blankets. Their faces were pale from the cold and from things children should never have to carry. Luke scanned every person stepping off the afternoon train. He wasn't searching for beauty or wealth. He wasn't even searching for a wife. He was searching for kindness, for hope, for someone who might keep his children alive through the winter that was coming fast. No one met his eyes. People brushed past, hurrying to warmth, to families, to lives that didn't include a hollow-eyed widower and his 2 frightened children. The steaming locomotive hissed like it was warning him he was running out of time. Then she stepped onto the platform. A young woman in a simple traveling dress, bonnet pulled tight, carpet bag hugged to her chest. She looked around, searching for someone who wasn't there. Her eyes carried the same tired hope Luke saw every morning in the mirror. She stood still as the crowd pushed around her, alone in a place that didn't care if she stayed or vanished. Luke's heart slammed hard against his ribs. He looked down at his twins. Hope's lips were nearly blue. Eli stared at the ground with the empty look he'd carried since the day their mother died. Luke's gut twisted. He couldn't wait any longer. He had already buried one person he loved. He wouldn't bury his children too. Before fear could stop him, he stepped forward. "Ma'am," he said, voice rough from cold and grief. She turned. Her brown eyes met his, guarded and unsure. Luke swallowed. His voice shook. "Please come with me. My twins need a mother." The whole platform froze. Even the wind seemed to pause. Anna Brennan stared at the tall man in front of her. He looked worn, tired, and honest in a way that made her breath unsteady. She saw the children behind him. Small bodies, shivering, faces too old for their age. The little girl reached a hand toward Anna, then pulled it back like she wasn't sure she was allowed to hope. "Miss," Luke said again, softer now, "I ain't got time for proper courting. Winter's coming fast, and I can't keep them alive alone." A woman nearby whispered something cruel to her friend. Anna ignored her. She had known loneliness too long to judge someone reaching out for help. "How far?" Anna asked quietly. Luke blinked, surprised. 3 hours north by wagon. Storm will hit tonight." Anna looked at the twins again. Hope's small hand lifted toward her once more, timid and trembling. This time, Anna took it. "What are their names?" she asked. "Hope and Eli," Luke said. "They're the same age as the winter that took their mama." Anna closed her eyes for a moment. She had come west running from disappointment and empty promises. Another failed arrangement. Another man who decided he didn't want a woman with a past or a broken heart. But these children weren't asking for perfection. They were asking to survive. She breathed in, steadying her voice. "I'll see your home first. No promises beyond that." Luke let out a breath that sounded like something breaking loose inside him. "That's more than I had 5 minutes ago." He lifted the twins into the wagon. Anna climbed in after them. The children leaned against her while she wrapped her cloak around their shaking shoulders. Luke climbed up front and took the reins as the station master muttered something about foolish choices and town gossip. Luke ignored him. He clicked his tongue, and the horse pulled forward just as snowflakes began to drift down. The forest grew darker with every mile. Wind howled through the pines. The cold cut straight through Anna's dress. The twins pressed close, warming their hands against her sides. Luke drove in silence, shoulders stiff, mind somewhere far away. Anna studied him. His hands were cracked from work. His wedding band was still on his finger. His eyes stayed fixed on the dark road ahead, seeing something she couldn't. She hummed a lullaby from her childhood. Hope leaned into her. Eli turned his face away, but Anna saw him listening. After a long while, she asked softly, "What happened to their mother?" Luke's shoulders tensed. For a moment, she thought he wouldn't answer. "Childbirth," he said finally. "Twins came early. She was strong, but—" His voice cracked. "I begged her to stay. She told me to find someone kind for the children. Then she—" He couldn't finish. Anna touched his shoulder. "You kept your promise." "Hope she thinks so," Luke whispered. The wagon rolled through deeper snow. The trees opened into a small clearing. A lonely wooden cabin stood ahead. One room. Gaps in the walls. No smoke from the chimney. Anna's stomach dropped. This wasn't a home. It was survival on the edge of winter. Luke helped her down. "You can have the bed. I'll sleep by the hearth with the young'uns." He wouldn't meet her eyes. He expected her to flee at sunrise. Anna lifted her carpet bag. "Show me inside." Luke sagged with relief that made him look 10 years older. Inside was cold darkness. One bed, a table, 3 chairs, a dead hearth. Anna knelt and lit a fire. Warm light filled the room. She found flour, dried meat, stale bread, and made a simple stew. The twins ate like they hadn't tasted real food in days. Hope climbed into Anna's lap. "Are you an angel?" Anna smiled. "No, sweetheart, just someone who knows what it's like to be alone." That night, she slept by the hearth. Hope and Eli slept between her and Luke, safe and warm for the first time in weeks. Outside, snow buried the trail. Inside, something small and fragile began to grow. A beginning Luke didn't dare name. A beginning Anna didn't dare hope for. The storm hit harder than Luke expected. By morning, snow had buried the cabin door halfway up, and the wind howled like a living thing trying to tear the roof away. Luke stared at the white world outside, jaw tight. "Storm will last 3 days," he said. "Maybe more." Anna joined him at the doorway, wrapping a blanket around her shoulders. "Then we do our best with what we have." Behind them, Hope tugged on Anna's skirt. "Are you staying?" Her voice trembled like she feared the answer. Anna knelt beside the girl. "I'm here right now," she said gently, "and right now matters." Hope nodded, trying to believe it. Eli said nothing. He simply watched Anna with the quiet hope of a child who had learned not to expect too much. Those 3 storm days changed everything. Luke chopped wood outside between squalls, shirt soaked through from the snow melting on his back. Every swing of the axe felt like he was fighting something more than winter. Inside, Anna worked near the hearth. She mended the twins' torn clothes, warmed their hands, made coffee before dawn, and filled the small cabin with small acts of care it hadn't seen in months. By noon of the second day, she had taught Hope to write the alphabet. The girl practiced her letters on a small slate, tongue poking out in concentration. Eli sat close by, pretending he wasn't watching, but his eyes followed every stroke. "Try your brother's name," Anna said. Hope wrote it carefully. E-L-I. Eli's head snapped up. "Why?" "Because you're part of a family," Anna said simply. "And families remember each other." Quote. Eli stared at her for a long moment, unsure of what to do with the warmth building in his chest. That afternoon, Anna stepped outside and found a pair of rabbit-hide gloves sitting by her blankets, still warm from shaping. She looked through the frosted window. Luke was already outside again, axe in hand, pretending he didn't notice her finding them. She put the gloves on. They fit perfectly. That night, Eli woke screaming. Anna shot up before Luke could move. The boy thrashed, calling for his mama. "Mama, don't go, don't go." Luke froze where he sat, grief turning him to stone. Anna wrapped her arms around the shaking child and pulled him against her chest, humming the lullaby she had used to calm Hope. Slowly, Eli's cries softened. His trembling stopped. He clung to her like she was the last warm thing in the world. Luke watched with tears sliding silently down his face. He had never seen anyone calm his son like that. He had never seen anyone touch the broken parts of his children so gently. "You didn't have to do that," Luke whispered at dawn. "Yes," Anna said softly. "I did." Quote. When the storm finally broke on the fourth day, the sky opened to a soft gray. Snow dripped from the eaves in slow lines. Luke stepped out onto the porch, breathing the cold air like he'd been underwater too long. Anna joined him. "Town will talk when they see me here," she said. "Town talks anyway," Luke answered. "What will you tell them?" she asked. Luke stared at the trail. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, quietly, "That you're the best thing that's happened to us since we lost her, and if they don't accept it, I don't care." Anna didn't know what to say. The next day brought a test she didn't expect. A rider appeared on the horizon, moving steady through the snow. Luke stiffened. "Clyde Harper," he said. "Neighbor." Clyde rode up, sharp-eyed, taking in everything, the patched roof, the repaired fence, Anna standing near the door with flour on her hands. "Heard you took someone in during the storm," Clyde said. "Town's buzzing." Luke folded his arms. "We're fine." Clyde eyed Anna. "Ma'am." Anna nodded. "Sir." Clyde leaned closer to Luke. "People are asking questions. Widow man bringing a woman into his home with no preacher involved. Folks want answers." "She's family now," Luke said, voice flat. Clyde raised a brow. "Town won't see it that way. Town can mind its own business." Clyde studied him for a long moment, then sighed. "Just trying to warn you." He rode off, leaving tension behind him like dust. Anna stepped beside Luke. "Am I making trouble for you?" "No," Luke said. "You're making a home." Anna's heart pulled tight in her chest. But one question still pressed heavy between them. "What are we, Luke? What do I tell people?" Luke opened his mouth, closed it again, then turned away. "I don't know yet." That answer hurt more than she expected, more than she wanted to admit. That night, while braiding Hope's hair by the fire, Eli asked softly, "Are you sad?" Anna paused. "Why do you think that?" "You cry at night," Eli whispered. "I hear you." Anna pulled him close. "Sometimes grown-ups hurt too. But that doesn't mean we stop trying." Eli looked up. "Papa hurts too. He breaks things when he's scared." Anna touched his cheek. "And what do you do when you're scared?" Eli's voice trembled. "I hold on to who stays." Anna swallowed hard. "Then keep holding on." But Sunday was coming, and with it, the entire town. When they reached the church that morning, eyes followed them like shadows. People whispered behind gloved hands. Anna kept her chin high, but her stomach twisted. Mrs. Whitlock intercepted them with a cruel smile. "So this is the girl living under your roof. No marriage, no preacher. Shameful." Anna forced herself to stay calm. "I'm helping his children." "Oh, I'm sure that's not all." Hope trembled and hid behind Anna's dress. Anna knelt. "Go inside with your brother." "I'll be right there." The twins hurried inside. Anna stood tall. "I'm doing what needed to be done. What would you have done? Let them starve?" Mrs. Whitlock's lips curled. "I'd never pretend to be something I'm not." "Neither am I," Anna said quietly. "I'm trying to help." Quote, inside the church, the preacher spoke loudly about false families built on convenience. The words burned Anna's ears, but she stayed seated for the children's sake. After the service, the elder confronted Luke. "Either marry the girl or send her away. Town's watching." Luke panicked. He thought he was protecting her. "Miss Anna is our housekeeper," he said loudly. "Nothing more." Anna went white. Her breath hitched. Her heart cracked open right there on the church steps. She walked past Luke without a word. She had survived heartbreak before. But nothing hurt like being erased. Nothing hurt like this. The ride back to the cabin after church felt heavier than the winter sky. Anna sat in the wagon bed with the twins tucked under her arms. They clung to her like she might vanish if they blinked. Luke drove in silence, his jaw tight, his hands white around the reins. He tried to speak twice, but the words broke in his throat. When they reached the cabin, Anna stepped down without looking at him. She brought the children inside. Luke stayed outside for a long time, standing in the cold like a man punished by his own choices. That night, through the thin walls, Luke heard her packing her carpet bag. He heard Hope's tiny voice whisper, "Where's Miss Anna going?" Then Eli's quiet reply, trembling, "Away. They always go away." Anna pressed her hands to her mouth to hold back the sob that threatened to tear her apart. The pain of leaving twisted inside her, but the pain of staying felt worse. She had survived disappointment before, but this time she had let herself care. She had let them in, and being called a housekeeper in front of the whole town felt like a knife through her ribs. Near midnight, Luke sat on the porch steps, head in his hands. Snow fell softly around him. He had wanted to protect her. He had tried to shield her from gossip. Instead, he had broken the only good thing that had touched his life since Sarah died. The cabin door creaked. Eli stood barefoot in the cold. "Papa?" Luke wiped his face quickly. "Go back inside, son, you'll freeze." Eli shook his head. "Miss Anna's leaving." Quote, "I know," Luke whispered. "Don't let her," the boy said softly, voice cracking. "Please." Luke shook his head. "I messed it up, Eli. I don't know how to fix it." Eli hesitated, then said something that struck deeper than any sermon. "When Mama died, you broke her grave marker." Luke froze. "You threw it and it cracked," Eli said, "but then you built a better one, because you fix things when you break them." The boy's eyes lifted to his father's. "Fix this." Eli slipped back inside, leaving Luke staring into the dark, alone, ashamed, but something in his son's words had lit a spark inside him, a small flame that said, "Try." An hour later, he saddled his horse and rode south through the snow. He pounded on the preacher's door at 2 a.m. The old man answered in his nightshirt, startled. "Luke Hartwell, what in?" "I lied today," Luke said, breathless. "I lied in God's house. I lied in front of that woman. She's the best thing that's happened to this family since Sarah died, and I called her a housekeeper because I was a coward." The preacher softened. "What truth are you running from, son?" Luke swallowed hard. "That I'm falling in love with her, and I'm scared." "So you hurt her instead," the preacher murmured. "Yes." The old man sighed. "Then, tell her the truth. This time, mean it." Luke rode home as dawn broke, snow glittering under the pale light. Instead of going inside, he went to the barn, lit the lamps, and gathered a clean plank of oak. He carved for hours. His hands shook, but he didn't stop. He carved until the letters stood deep and clear. By mid-morning, he carried the finished sign to the cabin. Anna stood at the door, carpet bag in hand, eyes tired and red. Hope and Eli stood behind her, faces streaked with tears. Luke held out the carved board with trembling hands. The Hartwell family. Luke, Anna, Eli, Hope. Anna stared at it, and him. "I should have made this the day you stayed," Luke said, voice breaking. "I'm sorry. I was trying to protect you, and instead I hurt you. I'm a fool, but if you stay, I'll spend every day proving you didn't make a mistake." He took her hand gently. "You are family. You're everything." Anna's breath shook. "You hurt me, Luke." "I know. You made me feel small." "I know. I'm sorry. Please let me fix it." She looked at the twins, watching her with trembling hope. She looked at Luke, this man who had broken under grief but still tried to stand up again. "I'm not leaving," she whispered, "but no more hiding. Not ever." "I swear it," Luke said. "No hiding." Hope ran to Anna and threw her arms around her. Eli clung to her side. Anna knelt and held them close. "I'm here," she whispered. "I'm not going anywhere." Luke climbed the porch and hung the family sign above the door. The wood caught the morning sun, warm and bright against the white snow. But their peace didn't last long. 3 riders appeared on the horizon. They came fast. Luke's stomach dropped when he saw the star pinned to one man's coat, the town marshal. The other 2 were Elder Harper and Clyde. "Stay inside," Luke told Anna. "Luke, please. Stay with the kids." The riders stopped in front of the cabin. Luke stepped out, rifle in hand but low to the ground. "Marshal," quote. "Luke," Marshal Hayes said, "got a complaint filed about this household. Need to check on the children." Inside, Anna's heart pounded. The twins clutched her hands. The marshal walked through the cabin. He saw the clean floor, the warm fire, the mended clothes, the full shelves. He knelt in front of Hope and Eli. "You two being treated well?" "Yes, sir," Hope said proudly. "Miss Anna takes care of us good." The marshal smiled. "Your papa treat Miss Anna, right?" Eli nodded. "He made her a sign with all our names." The marshal straightened, face softening. "That's so?" He walked back outside. "Children are cared for, no neglect," he announced. Elder Harper stiffened. "But they aren't married." "State law says." "State law says children need safe homes," the marshal interrupted, "which they have." Clyde cleared his throat. "Let 'em be. They've built a family." Harper scowled and rode away. The marshal tipped his hat. "Good family you've got. Hold on to it." When the riders left, Luke turned to Anna. He didn't hesitate. "Anna Brennan," he said, voice loud and steady, "will you marry me? Not for them, for us." Anna's eyes filled with tears. "Ask me again in spring. If you still mean it, I'll say yes." Luke smiled softly. "I'll mean it every day till then." Hope tugged her sleeve. "You're staying forever?" Anna lifted Hope into her arms. "Forever." Spring came bright and warm. Flowers bloomed around the cabin. Luke led Anna to the garden, where 2 carved stones stood among wildflowers. Sarah Hartwell and James Brennan. "They brought us here," Luke said quietly. "We honor them, but we build for us now." Anna cried softly. Luke knelt. "Anna Brennan, will you marry me and make this family whole?" She smiled through tears. "Yes, Luke, with all my heart." They married at the cabin a week later. The twins stood beside them as the preacher blessed their union. Eli proudly said, "We give her," when asked who gave the bride. Anna cried through her vows. Luke slipped a ring on her finger made from his mother's old gold. In the weeks that followed, laughter filled the cabin. The twins called her Mama. Luke held her close every night. The garden grew. The house grew warm. The family sign glowed over the door. One night, as fireflies lit the sky, Anna whispered, "Do you think we'll make it?" Quote. Luke pulled her close. "We already did. We chose each other." That's what makes a family. Inside, the children slept safe and warm. Outside, the stars shone bright over the land that had once tried to break them. But together, they had built something unbreakable.